Hey everybody, wanted to talk a bit today about an issue that I and some customers of mine have been seeing regarding using the Catch22 V2 and the Bear Creek Armory uppers, both the side charger and the normal one. Basically the issue is that when there's one round left in the magazine, the catch is getting pushed up just a little bit. And when that's happening, it's actually getting in the way of the bolt, which is holding it just slightly out of battery, which is obviously bad and not what we want. So I want to show you firsthand what this looks like so that you can get an idea and see if this might be something that affects you. And then we'll actually dive in and modify this bolt to see if there's something that we can do to get this resolved so that we can make these two pieces work nicely together and in a safe sort of way. So I've got a side charging upper here, and I've got a 1522 mag with 2 rounds in it. So put this in, rack it, you can hear it clanks on the bolt face just as we'd expect. 1 round's in. Now when I change this, less of a clank, kind of more of a dull thud. And that's because it's held just slightly out of battery. It's actually pretty hard to see, it's subtle. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push on the bolt catch here just to explicitly push it down. And then you can watch this. You can hear just that last little bit of going and getting it to lock up. Now that's a small change, but obviously that's an important distance and something that we don't want. Now let's see if this shows up in the video, but basically the issue is that right on this back corner here, it seems like that's where the bolt catch is hitting, just on this little lip. Now this lip isn't actually doing anything as far as like function or feeding or anything like that. So current theory is if we just Dremel that out a tiny bit, these issues should be resolved. But that's the problem. That's what we're trying to solve, and let's see if we can get it done. All right, so let's get this bolt torn down and see what we can do to modify this bolt. So I'll take this back screw off. I'm going to take this side bolt out for the charging handle. That just pops off. Now, both bolts is out. And again, it's super subtle. It's just, sorry, that bolt off. Just right here, that you'll see it. And if this is locked out of battery at all, you'll be able to see this because it will have a little mark there where things are in the way. So. So as you can see, round a bit here, and I just dremeled kind of a little relief in there. So let's try this out, see how it works. All right, a little bit of dremeling done, and things are looking better. So let's try this again. 2 rounds in the mag and a updated bolt. So put it in, clank, clank on the last round to hold open. So things are looking better, things sound better, which is always a nice indication of if things are as good as we thought. Now let's take a look at the bolt and see what I did. A bit more light here, so hopefully you can see it more. So, I initially started more kind of on the edge because that's where the initial mark was. When I dremeled first and I tried it out, it was still hanging up, and it looked like it was actually a little bit more towards the middle. And so essentially just went and from kind of middle to the outside, the charging handle or ejection side, just went and flattened it out and kind of ramped it just a little bit. I didn't even take it all the way down to this middle part. But I'd say if you use that as kind of a reference and started here and then ramped back a little bit, that'll provide all the clearance that it needs for this last round. So, knowing that we have to do this in the first place, I've tried to work with Bear Creek to get some updates going so that everything could just kind of play nicely out of the box. That hasn't gone anywhere, but thankfully this is a reasonably quick fix to sort out any of these out of battery issues, which is obviously not what we want. So thanks everyone for your time, and if you got any questions, please drop it in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them.